Like a loop of SpongeBob's Christmas dance, SpongeBob SquarePants memes are a gift that just keep on giving. We already dug down and uncovered some of the biggest and the dankest in our last video, but now it's time to go even deeper. That's right, we're going to the rock bottom of memes. Be very afraid. Hey everyone, I'm Justin with Channel Frederator, and today we're flopping on the deck with 15 more SpongeBob memes explained. At least as much as they can be explained. Let's take a look. Number 1, is mayonnaise an instrument? In our last SpongeBob Memes Explained video, we asked you if we missed any of your favorites, and oh man, every single pink hand in the crowd rose up to ask, is mayonnaise an instrument? To the answer of which is yes. The Band Geeks episode that this line originated from actually aired back in 2001 and quickly solidified itself as one of the best episodes of the entire show. The mayonnaise sequence was one of its many standout moments. Squidward asked his class of would-be musicians if any of them actually ever played a real instrument before, cueing Patrick to ask the meme-worthy question. Squidward dismisses him, only for Patrick to raise his hand again. Horseradish. Squidward tells him it's not an instrument either. This legendary exchange was preserved by word of mouth for over a decade until it re-emerged into meme form. Users of this image macro swap out the words mayonnaise or instrument with other nouns, usually to mock or dismiss the Patrick character, like is mayonnaise a weapon or is MacBook an instrument. This scene made it to the pantheon of overused memes and even began to permeate other memes as well. Users have combined it with the likes of the Patrick Stewart why the hell meme or the Velociraptor. Now that's sweet victory. Number 2, I don't need it. SpongeBob has been whipping up oddly relatable content as far back as the 3rd episode of the show. In the Season 1 classic, Tea at the Tree Dome, SpongeBob meets the newest landlubbing resident of Bikini Bottom, Sandy Cheeks. In typical Bob meets Squirrel fashion, he tells her a white lie about loving air, so she invites him over for tea. When he goes back to the waterless tree dome, he quickly realizes that he done messed up. The meme comes in the form of SpongeBob's inner voice, telling him that he doesn't need water, followed by the outburst of I need it. The line has been appropriated by all of us who try to tell ourselves that we have willpower before inevitably caving into our guilty desires. That's right, only the internet could translate SpongeBob's dried up face to a symbol of existential failure. Since fans of the show do tend to be on the younger side, the meme is often presented as the feeling users get when an expensive new video game comes out. Number 3, oh Neptune. It's not just SpongeBob, Squidward, and Patrick who are in on the action. The whole show has an ensemble of characters ready to be pulled out of context and spread across the internet. Enter Mrs. Puff. Her catchphrase, oh Neptune, is quotable enough on its own, but when you couple that with this way too close for comfort shot of her sweating bullets, you've got yourself a meme. The visual comes from the 2001 episode No Free Rides. It immortalizes Mrs. Puff's expression upon realizing that since SpongeBob just failed his boating test, he'd be spending a whole new year at boating school. It's the expression of Mrs. Puff's entire life like flashing before her eyes. Edits of the twitchy, sweating boating teacher are used to show the feeling of a sudden haunting realization, like one more year of SpongeBob. Number 4, spoons rattling. For every unexpectedly relatable SpongeBob meme, there is a rampant post that derails the conversation entirely. The most rampant as of late is spoons rattling, also known as how the pioneers hitchhiked. The clip is from the episode Pizza Delivery, but you won't catch the most pivotal part of the meme unless the subtitles are turned on. You see, as SpongeBob performs his pioneer dance, Squidward jams along with the silverware solo. Captioned down below is spoons rattling. You can catch a 10-hour rendition of the solo or see it in multiple languages on YouTube or find one of the ever-devolving post screenshots. It's what the pioneers used to do. Number 5, the incomparable Squidward. When the incomparable Squidward took the stage at the Krusty Krab talent show in Culture Shock, both the fishy audience and viewers at home expected a cheesy interpretive ballet dance. And Squidward delivers, for a few seconds, before breaking out into a tripped out techno wiggle. The fish crowd was displeased, and the viewers at home said, you know, honestly, I mean same. We all know someone who dances like this. Heck, it might even be you. Users of this meme love to compare it to themselves at parties or at prom or as their reaction to hearing some good news. Think of the reverse version of Oh Neptune. The dance even makes a return in the latest SpongeBob movie, Sponge Out of Water, during the credits. The characters dance across the bottom of the screen and Squidward decides that they're missing a little interpretive dance before busting out his killer moves. Number 6. Tomfoolery. The library of go-to production music on SpongeBob is just as iconic as the dialogue itself, so of course it's fair game for a little memification. One of the most notable or maybe notorious tracks is Tomfoolery, a slow medley of wind instruments and piano that plays whenever there's absolutely nautical nonsense happening on screen. You've heard it before. On this show, nonsense is as boundless as the sea, and the memes are just as deep. Since the track conveys the madness so well on SpongeBob, users saw fit to start putting Tomfoolery behind other unrelated videos for the same effect. In fact, this meme actually originated just a few months ago. These videos are usually titled I put SpongeBob music over blank. One of the earliest, if not the first version, was I put SpongeBob music over the useless $400 juicer, which then threw some deep blue shade over at Silicon Valley with their futuristic juicer.
First, choose the Wi-Fi network you'd like your press to connect to, and then enter its password.
The track oddly fits in there a little too well, and after that, the song spun off to rescore other cartoon footage and even end up on over-the-top movie scenes. Gotta lighten the mood, just put a little SpongeBob music over it. Number 7. Dropping by Squidward's house. A lot of SpongeBob memes are born right here on YouTube, and Dropping by Squidward's house is one of the most prolific on the platform. In the episode Have You Seen This Snail?, Squidward's bubble bath is interrupted by the sounds of SpongeBob and Patrick yelling outside. He pokes his head out the window to see what the commotion is all about, and when he turns back around, SpongeBob and Patrick are inside his house looking at him. Users saw this one and thought, who else can be dropping by to give old Squidward a visit? The derivatives replace SpongeBob and Patrick with other characters, none of whom would be welcome guests inside Squidward's house, let alone during bath time. There are versions that add other memes from the series, such as more Krabs and the chocolate guy, or add other memes entirely like Ouija and as well as, Squidward himself. Number 8. The Magic Conch Shell. After watching Club SpongeBob back in the day, we all wanted a magic conch shell of our very own, and who else could we ever trust for advice? In SpongeBob's club, he and Patrick abide by the will of the conch shell before making any moves. They consult with it about how to escape the kelp forest and listen to its advice to do nothing. Praise the magic conch. Well, finally we have that magic conch in meme form. Most of the time, the meme conch shell gives us an indecisive or straight up negative answer, like the maybe someday and nothing replies from the episode. This advice, while questionable, is accepted immediately by Patrick in the final panel with the cry, "The shell has spoken." Number 9. Breathe in, boy. So let's say your buddy went ahead and made a really dumb decision. You gotta sit him down and expressively show him how poor his actions were, but you really don't know where to start. That's where Breathe in, boy comes in. Inhale deeply, take it all in, now tell him, boy. The two cutout images of SpongeBob aren't actually from an episode at all, but rather from Nick.com's karate contest game from 2003. You like that? The motion which appears to show SpongeBob gesturing pointedly is actually him bowing to Sandy before the karate round begins. Since the meme took off, other non-SpongeBob characters have gotten the Breathe In Boy treatment as well, like Paper Mario and K-2SO. So the next time you need to have that talk with your boy, you got plenty of options. Number 10, I have $3. Back in the early 2010s, the folks over in the Futurama fandom witnessed the birth of the Shut Up and Take My Money meme, a now cornerstone image macro of Fry aggressively thrusting out a handful of bills, demanding to exchange it for some desired product. While those fancy future folk were off throwing away their money, we SpongeBob fans made the I have $3 meme, the half-hearted battle cry of the young and the broke. Where the macro of Fry was meant to demonstrate a reckless outpouring of financial attractiveness, the SpongeBob meme demonstrates I can pretty much almost buy gum. The image hails from the episode One Krabs Trash in Season 3. Patrick and Mr. Krabs are bartering over a toilet plunger. See, One Krabs Trash is another starfish's treasure. Mr. Krabs offers it up for a whopping $5, but Patrick only has $7. That's right, he actually doesn't say $3 at all. He does, however, hold up 3 physical bills, and thus a meme was born. It's been used to react to all sorts of expensive things we can't afford, like paying for college or getting the latest iPhone. The thing's like $1,000, I hear that. Number 11. future. Actually, as long as we've got Futurama on the mind, let's talk about the future. Getting whisked off to an unfamiliar time period can lead to some crazy meltdowns. TV Tropes even has a term for this pop culture phenomenon, calling it the future is shocking. And here in the future meme, Squidward is definitely shocked. This meme is from the episode SB129, which is actually the same episode that Primitive SpongeBob is from. Check out our first SpongeBob Memes Explained video for more on him. Before going forward to the past, time travel is far too confusing. Squidward freezes himself for 2,000 years inside the icebox at the Krusty Krab. He is awoken by one of 486 Spongetron clones, a prospect that he finds so overwhelming that he falls to the ground and does whatever that yoga pose is. And that's the context that that meme is used in too. It mainly pops up when a new technology is so overwhelming that all you can do is fall to the ground and convulse in sheer shock. Like with the HoloLens or Oculus Rift or $400 juicer. Boy.
Hold the QR code up to the scanner. You'll hear a beep when it scans the QR code.
Number 12, time cards. For a show that has a floating timeline, like seriously, how old is SpongeBob anyway? Cartoon conspiracy? The production does use an awful lot of time cards. You know those pattern pop-ups usually narrated by a dry French accent?
2,000 years later.
They show just how long SpongeBob's antics can go on for. They range from just then to 3,000 years later, and every other metric in between. The very first time card was 3 days later in I Was a Teenage Gary, denoting the passage of SpongeBob's weekend away while Squidward watched Gary. Other prominent uses are in Wet Painters when Patrick runs out of time cards, and in Can You Spare a Dime when Squidward spends so much time living unemployed at SpongeBob's house that they had to hire a new narrator. In meme form, the time cards found a second home in Rage Comics with pretty much the same use. Number 13, we save the city. SpongeBob memes get a surprising amount of mileage being used as political commentary. Even though we'd much rather talk about cartoons than politics, this one is just too plentiful not to explain. It's from the episode Wormy, wherein SpongeBob and Patrick make friends with a caterpillar that transforms itself into a vicious, horrible, terrifying butterfly. Believing this vile creature ate Wormy, SpongeBob and Patrick rush to warn the denizens of Bikini Bottom that they might be next. Pandemonium ensues, yet they still pat themselves on the back for getting the word out just before a giant explosion happens behind them. Now, this meme is used a lot by people on either side of the political aisle to jab at their counterparts. It's dealt some nasty blows too, but personally my favorite use of it is the one with the caption, "The ending of every Marvel movie so far." Come on, their property damage in those films is outstanding. They save the city, but honestly, at what cost? Number 14, fake history. As the We Save the City meme shows us, SpongeBob's over-the-top imagery and non-sequitur plot points are eerily good at replicating historic and political moments, and that's exactly what the fake history memes do. These popular image macros can depict non-SpongeBob subject matter too, however, they begin right here in our little bubble. The de facto fake history meme is from 2016. It's a still of SpongeBob and Sandy garbed in their karate gear with the caption, "A German and American soldier engaged in hand-to-hand combat during World War I." Like this one, fake history memes usually depict a black and white screenshot with a real-life textbook caption. Some users will leave the color in and just note colorized in the caption. We're just trying to be faithful historians here. The popularity of this meme led to the creation of a new subreddit, r/fake history porn, and the introduction of other Nickelodeon shows into the fake history template, like Bob the Builder and the legend, Drake and Josh. It's not just the past that SpongeBob memes are good at showing though, it's 15. Pretty much any current event. The reason that SpongeBob SquarePants is so dang memeable is thanks to its timeless and irreverent sense of humor. Factors that make it an unlimited well of content. In fact, there are full forums like r/Bikini Bottom Twitter on Reddit that create new SpongeBob memes about current events every day. Take for example the recent Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather fight. Users were ready to immortalize it with image macros of buff SpongeBob and Patrick fighting in the Fry Code games, as well as with the boxing match in Idiot Box. Then there was this one with Mrs. Puff from No Free Rides lampooning Mayweather's outfit for the evening. Of course, the community also took shots of the solar eclipse. You can bet that users tracked down images of characters with burning eyeballs to mock all of the people who would be staring directly into the sun that day. Not even rare celestial phenomena are safe from being dragged by SpongeBob memes. As we move through covering more and more social and pop culture events, keep a lookout for the SpongeBob memes that follow. It's the only way to stay on the cutting edge of what's out there. There you have it, even more of those popular SpongeBob memes explained, and are there any others that we missed? Let us know in the comments down below. Don't forget to click the little bell icon to become part of our awesome notification squad, and make sure you hit subscribe so you don't miss out on any more nautical nonsense. Because as always, remember, Frederator loves you.